help me. Somebody ought to help me. I feel like the old preacher, Brother Harris, stop all this walking while I'm talking. They should have went to the bathroom while the choir was singing. You're going down. Listen, I'm looking at some of you this morning. You up in here, but you've lost your sight. You didn't come on your own. Somebody else led you. You only here this morning. You only here this morning because somebody made you come today. Come on. If you be honest with yourself, if mama hadn't told me, if mama hadn't asked me, if somebody hadn't said, come, you need to go to church today, you wouldn't be here today. But I thank God for whoever got you here this morning. Come on, I thank God for whoever.
It's all right.
Whoever got you here this morning, but I come to give notice to you. You got to see Jesus for yourself. Somebody up in here ought to tell you that mother won't be with you always. Saul was taken down and then led to a street called Straight. Crooked Saul had to get to Straight Street. Somebody gonna get that in a minute. Because there are a lot of crooked folk up in here that God is trying to send you to a street called Straight. Listen to what Jesus said to Saul. He said it's hard to kick against the pricks. In other words, what Jesus was really saying, you can't win this battle. That's why some of you have it so hard right now. Is because you're on the wrong team. And I know y'all don't want to acknowledge that, but that's why it's hard and rough on you in life right now. That's why you can't get nowhere in life right now. That's why you're struggling so right now is because you're on the wrong team. Hello, somebody. And especially when you were brought up on the right team. And it's something about that seed that planted in you. I wish somebody would help me right there. Even when you know mama raised you, brought you to church, it's still ought to mess with you on Sunday when you're not at church. And that's only the Lord trying to tell you, if you don't get it right, you going down. You going down. Listen, ain't no shame to my game. And when I talk about you going down, I'm not necessarily talking about down to the ground. I'm talking, it's deeper than that. Oh yeah, it's deeper than that. You going to hell. All right. If you on the wrong team, and I just believe at least one or two of y'all up in here on the wrong team, I come to tell you, you're going down. But then the second thing, still wondering, are you on the wrong team? But the second thing is, don't ignore the Lord's voice. Saul, once he was down, he heard the Lord's voice. Come on, I need you to get this or you're going to miss it. He didn't see the Lord at that time, but he heard him. Some of you are ignoring the voice because you can't see the Lord. The Lord was, the Lord was in the light. That's why Paul could see him. He was a bright light, and that light blinded him. That light knocked him down. And I'm trying to tell us, God has been speaking to somebody up in here, and you've been ignoring his voice. Yet did you hear what he said? It's hard to kick against the pricks. Somebody ought to hearken to the voice of God. He's telling you that you are on the wrong team. He speaks through light. He speaks through storms. ignore his voice. You know it's God. You know God been talking to you. You know you're on the wrong team. And God is speaking to you. And yet you've been ignoring his voice. Can I get you to help me preach this thing this morning? Come on, ask your neighbor this for me. Ask your neighbor, are you listening to God? Come on, are you listening to God? Oh, wait a minute, I missed one. God also speaks through the preacher. There's a reason that you are here this morning. God used your mother, God used your sister, God used your brother to get you up in the house so he could speak to you through me. Somebody ought to say, speak low. I know what it is to ignore the voice of God. When God has something for you to do, he will speak to you personally. Just like he did Saul on the Damascus road. Get this though, he will confirm what has been telling you through others. Can I get a witness? God been talking to you. God been dealing with you. He been messing with you on your job. He been messing with you at the house. He been messing with you while you been driving your car. God been telling you, you better get it right. You better get your house in order. You just bypassed an accident. God is telling you, you better hear me. Somebody you know died too young. And God is saying, I'm trying to tell you something. And some of us are ignoring the voice of God. Listen to me, somebody up in here, God been speaking to you all week. And now the sermon is confirming the voice of God. God already been telling you what you need to do. God already been telling you you're on the wrong team. I wish somebody was up in here who would testify. I know I should be in church. I know I ought to be singing in the choir. I ought to be ushering. I ought to be doing something for the Lord. It's all up in my heart. It's all up in my spirit. But I've been ignoring the voice of God. I've been trying to tell myself, you got time. Get it all out of your system. But you've been ignoring the voice of God because who told you you got time? Most of us got more time behind us than we have in front of us. You ought to the word of the Lord. He's speaking to you. Stop ignoring. Stop ignoring the voice of God. I like Jesus said, Saul, why persecuted thou me? I come to tell you that you know that the voice that's speaking to you, you know it is the Lord. Stop ignoring his voice. Wait a minute. My mama is still with me. But somebody up in here whose mama is going on to glory, she's still talking to you. Sunday morning, you hearing her voice and get up. Boy, go to church. You hearing her voice and girl, you know I didn't raise you like that. God is saying you better hear his voice because some of us are ignoring the voice of God. Well, can I just tell you some things? God is telling you somebody say, Rev, how do you know? Because when you hear the list, some of the things on the list is what the Lord had to tell me. And I just wonder if I'm going to get a cosigner. The voice of God is saying, stop drinking. Stop getting high. Stop missing church. Stop mistreating folk. Stop all that lying. Stop all of that cheating. I mean, somebody ought to talk back to me. Stop shacking. Stop being lazy and get a job. Stop making babies that you won't take care of. Stop robbing God with your tithes and your offering. Stop talking about people, excuse me, but stop playing church. And more than anything else, you ought to stop ignoring the voice of God. I know he's speaking to somebody. I see you because you agitated in your seat. Some of y'all won't even look up at me. Some of y'all trying to tune me out. But God is speaking to you. And you're talking to yourself. You're saying, I wish, Rev, hurry up and get through. Some of y'all are saying, I don't know why I came this morning. God is saying, I need you to stop ignoring my voice. I'm trying to save you before it's too late. You're traveling down the wrong road. You are on the wrong team. Listen, I got to get out of here.